Hello everyone and welcome back to part 3 of the Postal Lapbook. I'm going to continue by decorating this inside part of the flaps. And I want to make a triple pocket using some real vintage Airmail envelopes. I'm going to see how I want to arrange them. I'm going to start off by gluing them down because on themselves they are very thin. So if I would use the envelopes themselves as being the pocket, I'm sure it would rip. Then I want to make them even more sturdy, so I decide to use some regular tape on the backs. And then I'm going to ink around all of the edges, and I'm using some vintage photo and some ground espresso. I then want to roughen up the edge of this envelope because it's pretty new. I've glued it down first and then opened it up again because I want to create the look as if this envelope was opened. And I'm doing this very carefully because the envelopes are very fragile. I then want to use some of my new cello tape from Tim Holtz to add a bit more interest here and there. I then want to do some stamping, and I'm using various stamp sets. I'm then doing some sewing, and as you can see in that corner it got stuck in my sewing machine and I actually messed up the envelope, but it's fine, we are going to be covering it up. I'm then going to use some double-sided tape to create the pockets and glue everything down. I'm then going to make a tiny cluster to cover up that boo-boo from the bottom left corner with the envelope that ripped. And I'm going to use this mini index card. This is part of the set from Line.Arrow. I forgot to name. I think it was Signed, Sealed, Delivered. I'm then going to use some speckled egg distress oxide spray, and I'm going to use some water as well and just dump the card in there. And I'm also going to use a real vintage registry sticker or something. I don't know how these are called. I think they're postal register stickers, but I'm not entirely sure. And I'm also going to do some inking with Vintage Photo and Ground Espresso. I'm then going to see what other pieces that I want to use, and I'm going through all of the snippets and such. Most of these are the ones that I made myself. If you have not seen that video, I will link it down below. And others are from the Elizabeth Craft Design Reminiscence Book 7. I want to use just a small bit of this label, so I'm going to glue it down partially and then just cut the rest off. I'm then also going to use some distress crayons just to add a bit of shadow behind the cluster, as well as some gauze, and I'm going to use some speckled egg to color this. I'm going to use my heat gun to dry it a bit. The distress crayon that I'm using is Vintage Photo, and I'm going to use a bit of water to create sort of like a shadow. And I want to create some journal cards and tags. These tags are from the Junk Journal Studio set called Dispatch. And I thought about using these cards from the Reminiscence book, but they turned out to be too small, so I'm going to make another journal card later. I'm going to back this tag with some scrapbook paper. I think this paper is from the book as well, the Reminiscence book. And on the back side it has a nice ledger. Then going to do some sanding around the edges. And I'm going to roughen it up even more with my scissors. And then I'm going to do some inking with Vintage Photo. I'm using a bit of a baby wipe on the borders, and this will make the oxide react and turn the color a bit differently. I really like that look. I'm then going to add an eyelet. And then I'm also going to do some inking around the borders on the back side of the tag. And I'm going to use this piece of paper, which is also from the Reminiscence book, to create a journal card. And I'm going to cover up the back side with some paper, which is also from the dispatch kit. I'm then going to use some of the craft cardstock from Tim Holtz to create a tab. At first I wanted to position it off center, but then I decided to just put it in the center anyway. I'm also going to add some eyelets. I then want to do some stamping, and I'm going to use various stamp sets. I believe this one is from Dates from the Past. And I'm using the Versifying Clair Morning Mist, which is a grey. I'm then going to use some Tim Holtz strips. These are from the new release of Ideology. And I'm going to ink around the edges with some vintage photo. I'm going to use another Tim Holtz strip on the tag. I'm then going to do some stamping on top of the strip. And this one is from the Tim Holtz, let me see, Correspondence. I'm going to use one of the Tim Holtz stamps. These are also from the new collection. I really love these stamps. I also did a tiny bit of sewing on both of the journal cards. And I'm then going to use some cello tape. I'm obsessed with this tape, by the way. It's amazing. I love it. I use it a lot right now. I'm also going to use some Tim Holtz number strips and such. Also a few things from various packs of die cuts from Tim Holtz. I have no idea what they are from because I save everything in a self-adhesive photo album. But yeah, these are all Tim Holtz. I'm also going to use this paper doll, and I chose one that looked like a mailman. I'm looking for something to put the paper doll on so that it's not just randomly floating, and I'm going to use this label. It took me quite a while to find something that I liked, but I end up going with this document strip, and this is from the Reminiscence book 7. And I'm then going to create the cluster for the tag. And I really like how the journal cards turned out. We're nearing the end of the video now. I'm only going to do some final decorations. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you're new to my channel, thank you for visiting. I hope you liked it. If you have not yet subscribed, please consider to do so because it really helps my channel grow. Also, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. You can also hit the notification bell so that you will never miss an upload. These things really help me grow on YouTube. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a nice day, and I will see you next time. Bye!